We'd like to get started. It's 7 o'clock this evening, and we want to stay on time. I'd like to welcome everyone here for the 2012. I'd like to welcome everyone here for the 2012 Mayoral and City Council Candidates Forum. First of all, I'd like to thank the Grand for having this the second time in a row, once in 2010 and again in 2012. Also, one of our sponsors tonight is the Game Association, that is the Galveston Alliance of Island Neighborhoods. They're made up of approximately 11 neighborhood associations in Galveston, and they are one of our sponsors for tonight. Our moderator tonight will be George Lady, and he's the host of the Electric Radio Theater Hour. Tonight we will have the mayoral candidates and the even number districts, that's 2, 4, and 6. I would like to remind everybody that the candidates that represented your district last time in 2010 may not be the same, since the districts have been divided up differently for this election. So we do have a map out there if you do want to make sure that you know which district you're in now, so that you know which candidate to vote for. 2 weeks from tonight, we will have the mayoral candidates and the odd number districts. That's 1, 3, and 5. And that will be on Tuesday, April 17th. The basic outline of tonight's forum will be that each candidate will get a 2-minute introductory speech, and then we will alternate questions between the mayors and the city council candidates. We will have approximately 10 questions, and our moderator will, we had a city council forum, candidates forum committee that took questions from the Games Gmail address. We collected those. We also took some questions in the lobby, and the committee has narrowed it down to 10, we think, very good questions to ask the candidates. So each candidate, after their 2-minute introduction, they'll get a minute to answer their questions. And then they'll get a 2-minute final warm-up. So those are the basic guidelines and rules for tonight's forum. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Bill Broussard, who's our current game representative.
Thank you. I'm just going to say welcome and to thank you, because I think, you know, when you get down to the things that matter in life, the one thing we all know is that it's you that make game, and it's you that make the candidates. And without you and your interest and your responsiveness and your community spirit, Gain and the candidates and the rest of the city will most likely not amount to much, not amount to much. So I appreciate your attendance. I just have to say this one thing. All the people who were on the Gain, wherever you are, the Gain committee that put this together, would you stand up? And I know George was the chair of that committee. I know we have him here. Yeah. I know for a fact they were counting questions, working on questions, getting banners, setting everything up right up until the last minute. And it was a very remarkable act on their part. And I thank you very much. Okay, with that, I'm going to turn it over to George and let him start the discussion.
Welcome to the Grand Opera House. Beautiful setting for this forum. We thank all of you for coming, and we thank you candidates, not only for being here tonight, but for subjecting yourselves to the ordeal of a campaign. I guess, you know, they were sick of being happy. Give them a hand. Now, for those of you who don't know, because it might not have been mentioned, but GAIN stands for Galveston Alliance of Irritated Neighborhoods. Bill Broussard is president because he's the most irritable. As you can see, our last-minute lovely banner has a slight typo. It says neighbors. Some people thought that was maybe political correctness at work because neighborhood is too confining. So we're all neighbors. Hi, neighbors. Now, on my radio hour, we only make up the truth, but tonight, the questions are real. And we're still getting them in, so we had a cutoff point. I'm going to get started right away. The first one will be for the mayors. We have Mr. Joe Jaworski, your current mayor. Mr. Bo Rollins. Mr. Lewis Rosen. Mr. Greg Roof. And remember, the mayor has one vote, just like the council members. Very often it seems as if the mayors get more attention. And I suppose rightfully so, because they are the ceremonial figurehead and leader of the city. But your council members represent your districts, and it's very important that you know your district, you know about your council member. And here are the ones tonight, the even-numbered districts. Rusty Legg, current council member, but now running in District 2. Chris Gonzalez, another current council member. He's running for District 2. It's a shame that these two fine people should be pitted against each other. We have Mr. Richard Batty. He is running in District 2. New candidate, Diana Puccetti, veteran council member from way back. Now she's running in District 4. See, I can't keep up with it. I don't remember what district I'm in. Okay, Norman Papoose, you're in the same one as her. And of course, Marie Robb, District 6. And Mike Varela, District 6. Some of our candidates couldn't make it. I did want to say that Gil Lopez, who is running in District 4, had a previous commitment to his church, which he didn't realize was a conflict, and he couldn't come tonight. But anyway, here they are. Let's get started. All right. Here's the first question. It's short. And by the way, I wanted to tell you, if it's a simple question and you just go like yes or no. Yes, Diana Puccetti, veteran as always, and detail-oriented, just reminded me, I went right past their opening statements. They have 2 minutes each. Well, who needs it? You know these people. Not really, because they may have come up with something different for tonight. Okay, Joe Jaworski, you begin. Opening statement.
Thank you for coming to our community theater production of A Lion in Winter. No, this guy makes me want to laugh. I love you, George, and thank you for all the work you do on the electric radio hour. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your mayor, Joe Jaworski. It has been a privilege and an honor to serve you these 2 years. It's been a pleasure, though I can't say it's been a constant pleasure. But I'm asking for your vote. I don't want you to think that I'm one of these candidates that feels like, well, I'm the incumbent, therefore, I've got the leg up. I want you to know that I am working harder than I did last campaign. We started earlier, and we're making more voter contact. And so what that means to me is that I'm on the street, and I'm hearing from my constituents. And sometimes it's people that cause me to be outside of my comfort zone. Galveston is a many-splendored place, and it involves a lot of people with a lot of different needs. And a lot of you, and a lot of us, and a lot of them isn't going to get it done. A house divided cannot stand. Those were the words of a great president at a very difficult time in our American history. Must Galveston repeat that sort of divisiveness? There's a lot to be very proud of that is going on right now in your hometown. UTMB, check. Tourism, best spring break ever. Hotels made more money ever. Wharves are doing beautifully. Rolling stock and livestock. Cruise ships, shipyards. And then there's all those wonderful little stories of the small businesses, like how we saved Petroleum Helicopters, Inc., who are now doubling their employee base, bringing in $90 million of new helicopters and $1.5 million at the airport. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to feel good about in Galveston, and I cannot wait to tell you about it tonight. I'm ready for your questions.
All right, Bo Rollins.
Thank you, George. Good evening, again, in and GAIN attendees. My name is Bo Rollins. I'm running for the mayor of Galveston. I want you to know that I appreciate that we had the biggest tourism season of all times. I appreciate that we had Bell Helicopter saved. But what I'm most concerned about is our inner core and the citizens of Galveston. 61st looks great. Seawall looks great. Broadway looks real good as well. But all the inner core of Galveston, the citizens of Galveston, our community, how do you feel about what's happened in the last couple of years? If you're concerned like I am, I just happened to leave the Planning Commission. They were actually voting on Cedar Terrace and Magnolia Homes this evening to move to City Council before this election even had the ability to see what the citizens of Galveston would like to have in their community. I'm pretty sure that that vote's going to be deferred 3-3, but it's the fact that once again, the city of Galveston was not allowed to write their book. They were allowed to read their book. I'm going to be the mayor of Galveston that serves with y'all to write our own book. We have plenty of authors in this town that are intelligent enough, that know Galveston enough, and that love this place enough to write our own book and not have it written by the federal government. It's very important to me that the families of Galveston have a seat at every table of decision we make from now on, and we haven't. It's very important that our GISD, which is the engine of economic development, has a seat at every table of decision. My name is Bo Rollins. On May 12th, I look forward to you voting for me. Thank you.
Mr. Lewis Rosen.
I'm Lewis Rosen. I'm a retired businessman, and I've lived in Galveston for 47 years. My years of being on the City Finance Committee and the Galveston Island Redevelopment Authority have provided me with a clear understanding of the city's finances. I am a strong, independent leader with a proven record of building consensus. I have the common sense and skills to bring folks together for what is best for Galveston. So how can we make Galveston better? The public housing proposed by our present mayor is wrong, and I will fight to change it. HUD vouchers and home ownership programs are the way to move forward. I have repeatedly asked the present mayor and the Galveston Housing Commissioners to immediately suspend any work being done with McCormick, Barron, and Salazar, or any other mixed-income housing consultant until after the mayoral election. Instead, they are deliberately trying to rush it through the Planning Commission and onto the City Council before the May 12th election. We will fight the conciliation agreement. It does not meet HUD's own guidelines for fair housing. No one from Galveston even signed it. Working close with City Council members, we will prioritize citywide infrastructure needs and make sure they are fixed. We need to give time and attention to our zoning, overlays, and the planning and permitting of the city. It must be user-friendly. We must improve our tax base by adding property to the tax rolls that increase our city taxes and revenues to the city, making more funds available for more quality of life enhancements. I have not and will not take any contributions from anyone doing business with the city. I am totally independent and do not owe anybody anything. I'm running for mayor because I have the time, the skills, the leadership, and the common sense to put Galveston on the right course. Thank you, and I want your vote.
Thank you, Mr. Rosen. And now, candidate Greg Roof.
Thank you, George. Thanks for hosting us. First, I'd like to start by thanking Mayor Joe Jaworski for his service to our city. Bo, thank you for your service on the school board. And Mr. Rosen, thank you for bringing your business experience tonight. Thank you for all being here. Ladies and gentlemen of Galveston, I want to say this. You elected me in May 2006 to the Galveston College Board of Regents. I have served you on that board for 6 years. I'm not running again. I do want to let y'all know that that position that I am vacating is being contested, and I hope you will take a little bit of time to learn about the candidates who are running for the Galveston College Board. Education is the most important thing on our island, and I hope you'll pay attention to it. I've been a teacher for 18 years. I've taught economics at Alvin Community College. I've taught at Texas A&M at Galveston here on the island in Galveston College. And I'm concerned about 3 issues. Public housing. If I'm elected mayor, I will not allow a single public housing project to be rebuilt in Galveston. That housing project plan that is being presented tonight at the Planning Commission violates the Federal Fair Housing Act. We cannot concentrate poverty back in Galveston. Why am I against it? You cannot take children and put them into projects and expect them to do well in education. I believe that the public housing is a metropolitan issue and that it should be spread across a multi-county area along the Houston metropolitan area. So we have got to dilute that public housing across a great wide area in our region. The second thing I'd like to talk about, and this is why I'm running for mayor, in case y'all don't know, I don't like parking meters. I hate parking meters on the seawall, and I want to try to stop them. The plan that is presented by the city will not work. It will not make money for our city. It will not improve the seawall. The third thing I'd like to talk about is that there is a charter election along with the mayor's race this time. I'm asking you to vote against Proposition 2 and Proposition 11. Proposition 2 will extend city council terms from 2 years to 3 years. We do not need to put city council on a longer leash. Proposition 11 will blow the tax cap. If Proposition 11 passes, we will have unprecedented property taxes increases in this island that you've never seen before. I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Great move. I need to run outside real quick. I parked an expired meter. Yeah. Okay, Rusty Legg, District 2.
Good evening. My name is Rusty Legg. I am the current City Council representative for District 1. Although I have lived in the same house for the last 25 years, due to the redistricting, I now reside in District 2. I want to continue to serve the citizens of Galveston, and I want to be your representative for District 2. I am married to the former City Council member, the beautiful Patricia Bolton Legg, and have 4 lovely daughters and 5 grandchildren. I know I'm getting old. Doesn't seem like I am getting old. My family and I all attended the Galveston Independent School District system. I attended Galveston College and went on to University of Colorado where I majored in electrical engineering. I am a master electrician and electrical contractor and own Competitive Electric here in Galveston. I have been involved in community service and serving the city of Galveston for the last 40 years. I have served on many boards and commissions, some of which are City Council, City of Galveston, trustee of the Galveston Wharf Board of Trustees, where I was chairman of finance, the Park Board of Trustees, Galveston Housing and Finance, where we built the Barton Square subdivision back in 2001, which was the first middle-income development to be built in Galveston in 20 years. Past president of the Galveston County Apartment Association and a member of the Galveston College Foundation Board. In addition, I belong to the Galveston Chamber of Commerce, the Elks Lodge, Masonic Harmony Lodge number 6, the Scottish Rite, the El Monte Shrine Temple, the San Diego Neighborhood Association, and I am a life sponsor of perpetuity for Ducks Unlimited. I have the experience, the time, and desire to lead this city in a positive direction. Listen to the needs of District 2 and the city as a whole. I am the best candidate for City Council District 2. Please vote Rusty Legg, City Council District 2. I am committed to the future of Galveston. Thank you.
Thank you, Rusty. And now, Chris Gonzalez, District 2.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't prepare a big speech and all that. This time, I'm going to just wing it. I want to be able to look everybody in the eye and let them know exactly what I stand for. 4 years ago, I was approached to run for city council. I never had any desire to do so, but there was enough thought in this city that had enough faith in me to give them fair representation at City Hall. 4 years ago, I lost. So 2 years ago, I decided, I did not fulfill that promise I made to these people. So I ran again and I won. And from that point on, I made it a point that the only thing I wanted to do was to bring everybody to have a voice at City Hall, no matter what your concerns were, what your thought processes were, you were going to be heard. And at least I could offer you that much. What I've been trying to do for the last 2 years at City Hall is to bring truth, fairness, and open government. That is my biggest concern. You can sit on all the boards you want to, and believe me, I do a lot of charity events as well. I got part of a charitable cook-off team. I was part of other organizations that do charity work. What I want to do is make sure City Hall works first. Okay, city will never change unless we get the right person on there, the different train of thought of what's been going on over the past 10 years or so. We got to fix City Hall first before this government will ever move forward. And that's what we're trying to do right now. This council, current council, has been working hard to make those changes. It hasn't been easy. When I first started, some of the changes I was going after, which was not my intention, I put a big old X on my chest. You know, I had the crosshairs right there. You know what? I believed in what I was doing. I thought it was the right thing to do. I stand behind those decisions today. And you know what? I believe we're making a turn. I believe we are seeing a positive change in city government. We are trying to make sure everybody understands we are servants to this city. That is what we're here to do. From elected officials all the way down to the people collecting the water bills. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris Gonzalez. And now, Richard Beatty, District 2.
Good evening. I'm Richard Beatty. I'm a candidate for council in District 2. I know you don't know a lot about me, some of you, so let me introduce myself. I attended Prairie View University, Texas Southern University School of Law. I worked in Houston as a city administrator to 13 model projects, including the Land Bank Revolving Loan Fund, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America, several recreational projects, senior citizens projects, and several others. I retired from the state of California after 28 years as an associate governmental program analyst. As such, I participated in the defense of an $111 million food stamp sanction by the Department of Agriculture against the state's food stamp program. We convinced the Fed that the money would be better used if we were allowed to reinvest it, $111 million back into the food stamp programs and correct the errors upon which the sanction was based. My research team was voted in 1996 as the best